Hello, hi Rajivji, Kamal here from merasangeet.com and a warm welcome to you once again on our show, Chat and Chat.
Hi Kamalji, thank you. Pranam.
Pranam Rajivji, कैसे हैं आज आप?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you Rajivji. Rajivji, we do have a couple of queries here, like always on Mera Sangeet. The listeners out here want solutions from your end. But before that, if you remember, we'd been talking a little bit about the number of fraud phone calls people have been getting. I'm sure a lot of our listeners there might still be facing the same problem. Some of them did mention about it. Would you like to talk a little on this? What should they do in case they do get a fraud phone call talking about their arrest and asking them money?
Well, the pattern is quite similar in all these cases. The callers select people with foreign sounding names,
Okay.
then they call them, and now from there on, it's a variation of this theme. Excuse me, my throat is still raw.
Oh.
The variation is this: you could get a phone call saying, "Hey, I'm calling from IRS,"
Mm-hmm.
like income tax department, or I'm calling from immigration, or I'm calling from the local police department, or I'm calling from the FBI. Okay, and
Okay.
um, I am very sorry to inform you, but a warrant is about to be arrested in your name. I'm sorry,
Issued
about
in
to
your
be
name.
exactly, and you will be
Yeah.
arrested within an
Mm-hmm.
hour unless we take care of
Oh.
the situation right away. Okay, and
Okay.
how do you take care of the situation? You give us $5,000 or $7,000, and they'll have all these stories about why that money is to be used and what it is to be used for.
Okay.
And the last issue or last case I dealt with, there was a gentleman who's actually a very smart person. They are an IT consultant for one of the biggest corporations in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and he got a call. And people tend to get very nervous simply because they feel they're in a vulnerable situation. So
Very true.
he actually ended up transferring $5,000 before he even called me. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Before
I
that,
even remember one of our listeners doing that.
there was another one in New Jersey who transferred $7,000 through Home Depot, some kind of a pre-purchased card scheme where you purchase the card and you give the card number to the caller. I am surprised how quickly we get taken in, but you got to watch
Yes.
out for that. If you get a call like that, I've said this before, insist on verifying the identity of the person. Government does not call you like that. They are required to give you some proof of their identity.
Exactly.
Check around, talk to lawyers, talk to your own colleagues. Don't just hand out money without knowing who these people are. And in any case, no government agent is going to accept money without there being some kind of an official document. So please don't get taken in. Insist on seeing something in writing. Say, okay, you know what? Send me something in writing. You're going to arrest me? Fine. Go ahead and arrest me. It doesn't work like that. If somebody is going to arrest you, they are not going to send you a warning ahead of time.
Exactly, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And I'm surprised, Rajivji, this is going on for so long without being checked at all in a developed country here in the United States. Pretty surprising.
I have had people file a complaint with various government agencies. So let's see, eventually somebody will sit up and take notice. But there isn't much they can do about it, really. I mean, what can the government do if there is a phone call coming from, I don't know, some XYZ country and
Uh-huh.
it can't even be tracked back or traced back? Government can't do
Uh-huh.
much with these cases. And they're all small amounts, not a huge amount.
Right, right, right. So, anyway, I'm sure a lot of our listeners who are tuned in right now would take heed of the advice that you've just given them. It's better to be alert and to take precautions rather than, getting being duped.
Certainly.
So, Rajiv, a few queries from our listeners here. The first one here is from a listener who's been in the United States for a pretty long time as a citizen. He says his mother is now also a citizen. Mother is pretty old who travels back to India, however. He wants to know for how long can she continue to be out of the country?
Well, I guess the issue deals with abandonment of the green card, and the answer is as long as her permanent home is in the United States, she's fine. But if her permanent home is not in the U.S., she will not be able to keep her green card. They can take away her green card. The good news is, if you have a green card and you are allowed to land at the airport, they will let you in. There's no way.
Rajivji, the mother is a US citizen, so in this
Oh,
case, I'm sure it's going to be different, right?
I'm sorry. I thought it was a green card holder. U.S. citizen have no problem. They can stay away as much as they want.
Okay, okay. So they can be out of the country for as many number of years as well?
As many number of decades as they like. There is no problem.
Oh my, okay. So now another question here, Rajesh, from another listener. He says, what if I decided to stay longer and I'm out of status, and if I wanted to stay on in the United States for some more time?
Well,
Is there a possibility?
that's a very difficult question to answer because there are so many variables. There are two different things we are talking about: out of status and unlawfully present. Out of status
Right.
simply means whatever status I had, for some reason, that status went away. Sometimes it can also mean unlawful presence. Let me give you a quick rundown. Let's say I enter USA on a tourist visa and I got 6 months of stay. Tourist visa, I'm not allowed to work. After about a week of entry, I started working. That's a violation of my status. Okay,
Right.
so that means I'm out of status as soon as I entered and started taking the job or started doing the job. Unlawful present is when my I-94 expires, which is my stay expires, and I still continue to stay in the United States. Okay, so one is a violation of status, the other one is unlawfully present. If you are unlawfully present for 180 days, you cannot come back for 3 years. If you are unlawfully present for 1 year, you cannot come back for 10 years. This is called 310 bar.
Okay.
So first of all, distinguish between out of status and unlawfully present. They can be the same thing, but not always. Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Second thing you've got to worry about is if you are out of status for even one day, that can create problems for future visas like tourist visas or student visas or J visa. So some visas can be problematic if you've been out of status without sufficient reason. So keep in mind the distinction between the unlawful presence and out of status, and the fact that out of status can cause you problem in some kinds of visas. Not all, like H1L1, no problem usually. But F visa,
Okay.
tourist visa, it can be a problem.
All right. Okay. So these were the queries sent in by our listeners here, Rajivji. Thank you so much for answering them in detail, and thank you so much for all your time and for being a part of our show today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bye, Rajivji.
Bye bye. Every other Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host free community conference calls. Everybody is welcome to join. Some people post questions ahead of time. You can take membership in our forums. All of the details are there on our website, immigration.com. You can take membership ahead of time, and it's instantaneous. It happens right away. And post your questions beforehand, or you can just log in. The phone number and all are provided: 202-800-8394, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every other Thursday. We have free apps for both Apple iOS platform for your iPhones and iPads, as well as for Android. Just look for immigration.com, the period dot, and the application should show up.